I was there for Charles Oliveira and Mike Chandler.
Yeah.
And I got to watch him. I got the pleasure of watching them both up close.
Yeah.
And you know yourself, watching it on the TV and watching it when you're 10 feet away is two completely different things.
The arena lights feel hot even before the fighters walk out, and everybody's phone screens glow with the same headline. Michael Chandler is snapping back at Tom Aspinall, while Dan Hooker is blowing up over lost tickets. It's the kind of day when tempers ignite faster than the pay-per-view counter, and fans are glued to every ping from social media. You can almost taste the tension, like sparks in the air before a summer storm. Chandler calls Aspinall a big goober. Aspinall says Chandler wastes fuel in round 1, and somewhere across the globe Hooker is shaking his head because someone at a desk erased his name. It's more than trash talk. It's pride colliding with policy, and every fighter wants the last word. The drama stretches far beyond 2 angry posts. It drags in family tragedies, glove problems, surprise reunions, and bold bets that make $500,000 sound like pocket change.
I can see Hooker just sitting there being like, hearing it going, pop, 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 pop.
No, it was. He turned around and looked at him.
He's shaking it. The kid his toughness is off the chart.
By the time you reach the end of this roller coaster, you'll know why each punchline matters and why some bruises never fade, inside or outside the octagon. Buckle up, because this ride rattles cages in more ways than one. Quiet highway in Kazakhstan turns deadly when a car carrying Shavkat Rakhmonov's wife and 3-year-old son flips over without warning. The crash steals 2 lives, friends riding with them, while Shavkat's family clings to life amid twisted metal. Paramedics rush the little boy and his mother to a hospital. Sirens cutting through the cold morning air. Doctors work all night, stitching wounds and setting bones. Reporters can't get inside, but they hover near the entrance, tossing questions the nurses won't answer.
Senko being very impressed by you. I'm just wondering, what do you think of having her support?
Да, видел, в принципе. Чем могу, ничего не могу сказать. Конечно, как мужчина тебе приятно, как женщина, когда...
Shavkat, thousands of miles away training, hears his phone buzz, and the world tilts. In a fight, you can slip a punch, but how do you dodge a call like that? He books the first plane home, each hour feeling like a whole round. Fans flood comment sections with prayers and broken heart emojis, realizing the welterweight monster is also a husband and dad. By sunset, hospital staff say mother and child are stable, and relief washes over the MMA community. Yet grief shadows every update. 2 families now plan funerals. Shavkat's next opponent seems irrelevant. The toughest fighter in the gym suddenly faces a bout no scoreboard can measure. Inside a studio filled with microphones and elk meat jokes, Khalil Roundtree lifts a black UFC glove toward Joe Rogan's camera. At first glance, the leather looks perfect, but he pinches the surface and a flaky strip of the white UFC logo curls up like old paint.
Yeah, definitely. Long training camp. All for a long 25 minutes in the cage. But yeah, it feels good.
He explains that the company tested hundreds of printing methods, heat, pressure, fancy ink, yet every logo still peeled during hard sparring. Tiny shreds floated into eyes, turned canvases slippery, and made championship photos look bootleg. Some fans thought new gloves would boost knockouts by forcing fingers straighter, but Khalil laughs. It wasn't about KO rates, he says. It was about safety and brand image. No promoter wants a title fight picture where the winner's fist looks like it came from a garage sale. Even older leather from the 1972nd takes dye differently than today's chemically treated hides, he adds, sounding half scientist, half storyteller. Rogan nods, imagining flakes drifting like confetti inside the cage. In the end, executives shelved the project. Fighters returned to the old model, and the new glove became another what-if tossed onto the pile of abandoned ideas.
What's up, guys? Have not given you an update in a while. Figured you deserve one. Whenever this is all the way over, I actually just read through my wife's journal because I don't remember anything from May 28th to July 2nd.
Sometimes progress stalls because a sticker simply won't stick. Ben Askren once wrestled through pain most people can't name, but nothing prepared him for lungs that suddenly failed. Surgeons replaced both with donor organs, leaving him with a zipper scar skyline across his chest and a mountain of pills on his nightstand. Weeks later, he shuffles into a small gym, camera propped against a wall. His steps are slow, like someone walking against wind, but determination glows in his eyes. He grips a resistance band, pulls once, twice. Each breath rattles, yet he whispers, "Don't talk about it, be about it." The phrase lands heavier than a suplex. Social media explodes with cheers and memories of his flying knee loss and undefeated streaks. People debate whether he'll ever roll on a mat again, but Ben ignores the noise.
I just wanted to give one Mental Monday's message, and that was, I'm going to plead guilty. I felt guilty for myself one time. right? And that doesn't do anyone any good. And I thought, man, I never smoked one cigarette, never smoked any weed, never did anything. Why did my lungs get stolen from me?
He counts reps, resting when pulse alarms beep. Physical therapists hover, ready to catch him. The clip lasts only 30 seconds, but it sends a message louder than a title fight crowd. Recovery is the new belt he's chasing. Fans realize victories aren't always scored under bright lights. Sometimes they're measured in one cautious inhale that doesn't hurt. For Ben, each shaky push corresponds to another chance at normal life. John Jones strolls through a hotel lobby when a familiar smile appears Adlan Amagov, the elusive training partner who once spun a back kick into John's ribs and dropped him in sparring. Cameras click as the two share a hug that feels half friendly, half respectful, nod to old battle scars. Guests nearby freeze. They're witnessing a ghost story come alive. John laughs, retelling the moment he hit the mat, eyes wide as gym walls blurred. Sometimes it happens. He shrugs and Adlan grins.
Tom Aspinall, I didn't read it. I told you guys already. We'll get Aspinall versus Jones done. John Jones versus the heavyweight fight will happen. Just relax. I'll announce that soon.
They remember Carlos Condit charged next in that old session, bodies flying like video game avatars. For years, fans debated whether the tale was myth. Now the proof stands in a selfie. The scene shows the champion's humility. Even the pound-for-pound king can taste canvas. Younger fighters watching online learn that defeat in practice isn't doom, it's blueprint. John leaves the lobby with a lighter step, story revived, and Amagov fades back into semi-retirement shadow. That quick meeting becomes MMA Folklore 2.0, retweeted across continents, reminding everyone that legends get humbled long before they become highlight reels.
As far as my future in the octagon, I decided that maybe I will not retire.
Corey Sandhagen paces in a Denver gym, visualizing a chessboard where pieces sweat and bleed. He speaks to reporters about his coming clash with Merab Dvalishvili, a man known for grinding opponents until their gas tanks read empty. Corey refuses to buy that script. He plans to lead the dance, forcing Merab to chase unfamiliar rhythms. Coaches shout combos while Corey shadowboxes, feet slicing patterns on the mat. He explains why tired bodies make bad choices, slow reactions, sloppy defense. Yet he won't flee takedowns like he did once against Umar. He'll meet them with counters, testing Merab's focus under fire. Training partners shoot double legs every minute, simulating waves of pressure. Between rounds, Corey journals, mental cues, breathe deep, stay first, don't blink. Analysts doubt him, citing Merab's record-setting pace, but Corey shrugs. 25 minutes is a long movie, and he intends to direct a final scene. High school wrestlers watching the interview learn freshness isn't just cardio, it's mindset. On fight night, when the cage door locks, both men will trade more than strikes, they'll trade wills, and only one game plan will hold S-rank endurance. Rainier de Ritter leaves the octagon wiping blood his and Robert Whittaker's from his brow. Judges call it a split decision, but he views it as a statement. 4 UFC fights, 3 almost finishes, now top 5 status. He started the year as a curious name from overseas. Now pundits mention him beside division greats. Post-fight, microphones crowd him. He admits Rob was the best version seen in years, fast, stubborn, dangerous, and digging deep felt like swimming upstream through concrete. Fans replay exchanges where Rainier absorbed a head kick, then shot for a takedown that turned the tide. He credits endless drilling, hours of positional sparring, and a nutritionist who made chicken and broccoli taste gourmet. Some call his rise too fast, but he believes windows in this sport slam shut quickly. You leap through or watch someone else raise gold. He asks for one more bout this year, eyeing the title. For kids dreaming beyond regional circuits, his journey shows momentum can skyrocket if you risk fighting legends early. He returns to the locker room, battered yet glowing, hunger louder than pain. The belt doesn't feel distant anymore, it feels one camp away. Arman Zarukian sits on a podcast couch, microphone inches from his grin, when he drops a challenge like a mic made of money.
You out, he called Gaethje out. Patty was the one, though, that walked into the octagon. How did he become the one that got into the octagon, and it wasn't you, the number one contender?
It was the Joe Rogan mistake, and he shouldn't, call his even name, bring him to the octagon. I said, this is not sport, this is WWE.
Each man wires $500,000. Winner takes all. The target is Ilia Topuria, undefeated hype train. Arman's eyes sparkle at the gamble. Confidence drips off every syllable. Hosts gasp, picturing $500,000 sliding across a table in a quiet hotel room after fists decide fate. Arman insists the bet proves belief talk is cheap unless backed by cold cash. He also torches discussions about Paddy Pimblett leaping the queue for a title shot, calling it nonsense built on beating veterans with losing streaks. Social feed split. Some applaud Arman's bravado, others call it reckless. Ilya's camp stays silent, fueling speculation. Meanwhile, rankings trolls argue who truly deserves top 5 stat. The wager highlights fighter pay realities, where side bets sometimes eclipse official purses. It's playground rules scaled by zero. Whether the showdown happens or not, Arman's offer plants a seed. Greatness sometimes needs stakes beyond belts. Fans lean in, knowing a fight with money on the line hits different, every punch echoing the clink of virtual coins. Petroyan stands backstage after outpointing Marcus McGee, sweat still glistening like morning dew. Reporters ask if he'll face rising Sambo ace Umar Nurmagomedov. Jan shakes his head. He accepted earlier bookings, locations, dates, but Umar's side withdrew, he claims. Now tunnel vision points only at the belt. He's tasted gold before, nothing else satisfies. He breaks down the coming title fight. Merab marches forward, relentless. Corey is slick but prone to fading under pressure. Jan predicts late rounds will drown Corey, same way ocean waves erode stone. He'd love a healthy rematch against Merab. Unfinished business hums in his bones. Mention of Umar doesn't anger him, it just feels off course, like taking a scenic detour during a race. Fans debate if he's ducking, but he views it as strategic, climb straight to the summit rather than hop sideways. Training resumes Monday, focusing on cardio chains, anti-wrestling drills, and timing counters that snap heads. Jan's message rings clear. Legacy isn't built on random matchups. It's built on reclaiming the throne. Every roadwork mile in mid-session now carries the rhythm of championship rounds, not tune-ups. Dan Hooker lands in Las Vegas, jet lag clouding his eyes, thinking he'll cheer teammate Kai Kara France under bright lights. Then an early morning text buzzes, be at UFC media duty by 7:30 a.m. That's 3 o'clock a.m. back home in New Zealand. Dan turns off his alarm, choosing sleep over sound bites. Hours later, he learns his comp tickets vanished, name crossed off a guest list by a faceless office worker. Rage mixes with hurt. He tells a radio host he bleeds for this company. Countless stitches, weight cuts, joys, and heartbreaks, yet respect feels one-sided. Flying injured to fight on short notice? He'd do it, but not after this slight. The story blasts across forums. Keyboard fans argue professionalism, while fighters quietly nod. They know the fine line between being family and being expendable. Dan vows to fight on his terms next time. The incident exposes the machine behind the spectacle paperwork, schedules, and the power of a single strike through. For spectators, it's a lesson. Warriors sell arenas, but their feelings still fracture over simple admin moves. Respect becomes the unseen currency more valuable than bonuses. Tom Aspinall sits on a podcast sofa, hoodie loose around his heavyweight shoulders, dissecting Michael Chandler's approach like a science project. He says Chandler sprints in round 1, slamming foes for crowd pops but burning gas faster than a drag racer. For someone with so many bouts, Tom finds the strategy baffling. He mimics lifting an opponent, pantomiming wasted energy, clips circulate, painting Chandler as muscle without map. Hours later, Chandler fires a reply on a text-heavy platform, calling Tom a big goober who made the same comment 3 years ago. He adds a jab about waiting for Conor McGregor, comparing it to Tom waiting for John Jones. The internet loves the clapback. Memes appear of cartoon goobers wearing title belts. But under jokes lies a deeper debate. Is aggression better than pacing? Coaches chime in, referencing Chandler's thriller bust track record. Fans imagine a cross-divisional bout, though weight classes forbid it. The exchange shows how opinions ripple into feuds within hours. In the cage, fists talk. Online, thumbs punch. Both men may never fight, yet the argument itself becomes entertainment, proving trash talk can headline even without a contract.